Welcome to another quick review from Ultimate DIY. Today, guys, it's not going to be just a review. We're going to actually do a real unboxing. Now, I don't like to do a lot of unboxing because I think it's kind of boring, but in this case, we're going to do an unboxing assembly. The manufacturer claims you can put this unit together in about 10 minutes. So we're going to put that to a test. So what we're going to be looking at is going to be the Yeryork 16-inch electric Dethatcher. And this is not just a dethatcher. This is a Scarifier, which a Scarifier is going to actually not just dethatch, it's going to go a little deeper. So this is a 2-in-1 unit. The model number on this is going to be YE002. Now, there's a lot of things about this unit I like, and I'm going to go ahead and hit on a few of those before we open up the box. One of them is this is an electric system. Now, a lot of things I like to have gas powered, even battery powered on some things. But when it comes to a dethatcher, I like it to be electric. The reason is because I'm not going to use this very often, maybe a couple of times a year. And then, outside of that, it's going to be folded up, which, by the way, this folds up nicely. I can put it in a corner and it's ready to rock and roll. I don't have to worry about making sure that the carburetors were totally empty so that nothing goes bad, or putting in a fuel preservative. I don't have to deal with any of that. Now, a couple of the things they did on this particular electric system, which I like, is they kept it at 15 amps. It's got a lot of actual RPMs. I believe it's 3,500 RPMs, but it stays at that 15 amps. And why that's important is most plugs are going to be rated at least 15 amps. Some will be rated at 20, but most are going to be 15. That means you're not going to be popping breakers while you're using this system. They also went as far as to use copper windings and everything inside of the motor, which means it's going to last for a very long time and it's not going to get as hot and overheat like a unit that is made with non-copper windings. So, and the final thoughts on the electrical part, guys, is that not only do I not have to worry about carburetors, clogging up and things like that, setting over a winter or setting over even a summer setting and just not getting used, but there's zero maintenance to this. I do not have to do anything. I don't change spark plugs. I don't do anything except plug it in and use it. May want to rinse it off a little, but outside of that, that's about it. So a couple of other things they've done with this, they have a safety feature, which is going to be a two-step start so that it makes it safe for you. And we're going to see how that works as well. This has height adjustments. I believe it's 5 different heights. So if you're not familiar with dethatching, the reasons you're going to want to dethatch would be to improve water absorption. It's going to open up that soil. It's going to aerate it. It's going to allow water to get in. And when you do that, that also helps create a healthy lawn. You do not end up with as much fungus and problems that you do on yards that do not get regularly dethatched. But not only does it help with the disease and things like that, but it even helps with reseeding. It's going to open that lawn up again. It's going to open up that soil, and when you overseed, it is really going to help. Now, the best time to dethatch is going to be after a light sprinkle of rain, or if you water your yard lightly, it works much better. Also, you want to start at the outside of the yard and work your way in to the center. Have a rake ready, to rake up all the debris that it's going to churn up, throw it in a trash bag and get rid of it. This is also the time after you're done that you may want to put lime down. Check your pH and do things like lime, do things like fertilizer, figure out what your yard needs. That is the perfect time to do it. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do is cut open this box and let's see what we have inside. Now, obviously, you're seeing me cut all the tape. I have no clue what this looks like. Well, the first thing I can tell you right off the bat, you're not going to need to rake it up like I suggested a second ago, because you have a bag. And there is your bag that's going to catch it. Let's see if we can just, looks like this whole thing is going to pull out as a unit. Let me flip it up so you can see, just like that. And there we go. I can see why they're saying in 10 minutes, because it doesn't look like you have a whole lot to assemble. We have a box here, and we have a couple of handle pieces that we are going to need to install. I'm going to set this out of our way, totally empty. And let's see, and this for my knees. I'm getting to be old. All right. So, let's see if we can figure out how all of this goes together. All right. This is attached. Is it attached by the line? It looks like it's already attached by the cord into the unit. And there's it. So basically, it looks like we have a box full of parts here. We have the handles. We have this handle, which is semi-attached because of the cord, and we have the unit. And first, looking at the unit, it looks really great. Let's see. Let me turn this around so you can see the back, because I think that's pretty cool. It has a big chute in the back, which you can raise up, and you can see your Dethatcher here. I would imagine what is in the other box is going to be a different level of Dethatcher or the Scarifier. So that's probably what's in that box. Now, it has a nice handle you can hold here. Here is our adjustments. Very easy. And this thing works really nice. I can tell it's very well made. The wheels work good, turns good. Actually, it's really sharp. So this is going to be the bag. We'll have to figure out how that is going to go on. I would imagine it's going to fit here and up around. This is probably going to raise up somehow. I'll have to figure that part out in a second. You're going to have all of the connectors in here and more here, and it looks like everything's going to be fairly simple to put together. And you have an instruction manual with a register QR code right here in the very front. So let's go ahead and open up the manual, see what it looks like. And the manual is in black and white. The print is medium print, but still easy enough to read. Yes, there should be another Dethatcher, and that's going to be up there. All right. And they show us how it goes together. Okay. And I basically did have it correct as far as putting on the bag. You're just going to have to raise this up, and it slides down with the bar. So we'll try that in a minute. Let's see if we can get this thing put together, though. All right, so let's see if it can be done in under 10 minutes, or 10 minutes or less. Okay, guys, we got it put together. Now, I'm going to tell you, it took me a little longer than 10 minutes, but not because of the unit. The unit is extremely easy to put together. I just got in a hurry and didn't pay close attention to the little diagrams where these actual washers go. So the unit itself is extremely easy to put together. Basically, you're just going to put the handles together. You have a piece here, one that goes in the center, and the top. And all of these little quick adjustment levers are going to go on, but you have to make sure you put these little caps on first. They don't ride directly against the metal. What rides directly against the metal is the back of the bolt, and it has the locking part that goes inside. You have some little clips you're going to put on the other side over here, which will hold your wire. And you have to make sure this one up in the very center, which holds your extension cord, goes on first, or you pull it back apart, which is what I did. Putting on the actual catch is very simple. It has a handle here, and let me actually show you from the beginning so that you can see. Here is your handle. These are the little prongs that are going to hold. It is meant to set back away from the unit because it is going to be throwing debris. You're simply going to take and raise this up, and you'll notice you have two clip spots right here and here. These are going to go into that. Take and just put it on in those little clips, let this down, and you are ready to rock and roll. All right, so before we get outside and we actually demonstrate the unit, I want to explain to you the different blades. It's one thing that we did not open and install is the other blade that is in the actual box. This is actually going to be your regular Dethatcher blade. This is going to be the grass blade. The one that is on it is going to be the Scarifier blade. The one that is meant to go really deep. So for right now, that's great because I want you guys to see what it's actually capable of doing. So we're going to leave that blade on. But if you want to switch to the grass blade so that it actually works better with your grass, you're going to need to flip the unit upside down. They give you the little Allen head. You've got two screws on each side. Unscrew it, slide the other blade off, slide this one on, almost like a vacuum cleaner roller. I mean, it's made pretty much the same way. It has a little bearing, the slip-in spot. It's very simple. Pay attention when you pull the other one out, and you'll know exactly which side your bearings go on and everything else. You'll have it oriented the correct way. And be sure you look in the manual because the manual has a page on it, and it shows you a diagram and exactly what you need to do. So just wanted you to make sure, or I just wanted to make sure that you understand how to put this blade on and which blade you're starting with, so that you know if you're already got a nice grassed yard, you don't want to go too deep, you can go ahead and start with this blade and then move to the other one if you like. So there you go, guys. That's basically all there is to putting it together. You know the overview. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go out and see how this actually functions. We're going to run an extension cord and see if we can do a little dethatching. It is just sprinkled here, so it's already wet. I don't have to water the yard, so that's fantastic. Now, I'm going to tell you, in all due honesty, seeing this thing in real life and moving it around with these big wheels in the front, the little ones in the back, it's actually pretty cool. And it's much better built than I expected it to be when I got it in. So, looking at it online is okay. Seeing it in real life is a whole different ballgame. So, let's get it outside and let's go ahead and see what it does. So one of the things that's real important is how this actually starts. It has a safety mechanism. If you see on the right hand side, it has this button. That button has to be pushed in before you can pull the lever up, and then it will lock it on. Otherwise, it will not start. So it keeps you from accidentally pulling this like this and engaging when you don't want to. So you're going to hold it down just like that and start. That's how you actually start it. All right, guys, we just had a little light sprinkle, so it's perfect. Now remember, I'm going to go through the center here just to give you a demonstration, but you would start on the outside, work your way around, and finish off in the actual middle. We just want to see how this works. I picked a part of the yard that actually has some humps here so we can kind of see how it handles that. Now, this holder is really great you're going to want to make sure you have the cord down a little further, maybe, so that this part of the cord will be facing down. It has a weather cap, and the weather cap will keep water out. So you'd probably want it more like that, so if water drips down it, it doesn't go right into the cord. All right, so let's see how it actually turns on. And right now we are in 0. We got 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead. We're going to do 1. And we have the full heavy blade on here, so it should go deep. Has a handle you push down here. Let's see what it does. I'm going to lift it back and push down. All right, guys, that works very well. And you can see all the thatch that I have already picked up. Now, we have it up high. We have it on the 1. It'll go higher if you have heavy, thick, tall grass. And we can go lower. So let's go down 1 and see what that actually does. Now, it's made to push forward. So trying to back up isn't going, because you're generally going to go in one direction. So there you go, guys. It works very well. Now, keep in mind, you're not going to be going back and forth generally. You're going to simply go over at one time in one direction, start on the outside, work your way around, emptying this out as you go. Let's see how much we actually collected. Pull this off. In that little bit of space, you can see all of the thatch that I actually got. And it is a lot of it. We're going to dump it out right here so you can kind of get a better idea. All that is the thatch. Now, like I said, you will want to maybe change it to the other blade if you were doing heavy grass, the grass blade, and be sure you adjust it. I would start on the highest level first and just see how it works, and then slowly work my way down. So there you go. That's how the system actually works, and I think it works extremely well. After totally taking it out of the box, assembling it, and trying it out, I am truly amazed. This thing is amazing. It's going to last me a long time, and it's going to make my yard look beautiful just as it will yours. So if I was going to rate this on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd have to give it 5 stars because I think it's truly amazing, and I think it is well worth picking up and putting in your DIY toolbox. So do yourself a favor, pick yourself up one today, and we'll see you guys on the next review.